Hey, what's happening? DjRon-TheClassicDjFromTheBay coming at you once again. Don't trip off my attire today, you know what I mean? This is nothing but Bay Area dress, although it's not intentional, you know what I mean? What do I mean by Bay Area dress? You know, white tee, got on my blue jeans. Ain't got on the Nikes or Air Max today, though, you know what I'm saying? I got on Wallabies or whatnot, and of course a nice snapback hat. But what am I doing? I'm driving in the middle of Texas as of now, heading up to the North Louisiana area. Want to go visit my dad, you know what I'm saying, and just check on him and spend some time there with him or whatnot. So look, I'm here today to just share another video in a series of Dilemma of a Good Man. And in this particular situation, I want a little help at the end. You know, if you like to, you know what I mean, share some feedback or whatnot. And before I actually get started, before we get to the end, I got to get started, right? Two things before I get started. The first thing is this. First thing is that I need you to like, subscribe, maybe even share, but definitely comment on the page and whatnot. The way things work in the YouTube, social media, TikTok world is that likes and subscriptions and comments are what gets the material to more people. You understand what I'm saying? So this time, remember it's called Dilemma of a Good Man, but this time I want to stress the fact that we're talking about good women as well. So hopefully we can all learn from some of the dilemmas that I've gone through in my 50 plus years of living. You know what I mean? The second thing is that the young lady I talked about in my last video, why I do and don't, I didn't finish the story, you know what I mean? So just to refresh your memory real fast, young lady, fine as she want to be, know her through Facebook. She's from my town, but I really knew who she was through Facebook, probably never knew her name. Maybe we went to high school together, but I'm a few years older. So anyway, saw her at a job, hollered at her, asked her for a number. She said no. Time goes on, we ran into each other multiple times until another situation comes along. Asked her for a number, she gives it. We talked, we had some good conversations, you know what I'm saying, on the same page about quite a few things as far as what we want to do in the future and everything else. But then she dropped the line about, I could tell that you was raised right. And in a traditional conversation, in the traditional arena, that would sound like a compliment. But the way she said it, it was giving kind of condescending, if I will, you know what I'm saying, to keep it 100 with y'all, you know what I'm saying? Now, she see this video, she may say that no, she didn't mean it that way. But I'm a firm believer that whatever God has for us is going to be for us, you know what I'm saying? Should I have called her since then? Possibly. Should she have called me since then? Possibly. And that's the part where I think women should learn too. If you feel that way about somebody, particularly if you used to mess with gangster type dudes or whatever, and you just come into a change of pace, you know what I mean, and run into a good person, this is for men and women, you know, let your intentions be known and let them know how you feel, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to letting it be a guess game, you know what I mean? I'm going to talk about a little more of that in just a moment, but the thing about it, I think the worst thing that can happen is when you feel like you could and you should, but you didn't, and then you find out down the line that another young woman comes along and she does. Another man comes along and he did. And as far as me being a man, I'm talking to the women now, that, you know, I don't know if you want to hear, if you want to be saying these words to yourself, man, I knew he was a good dude. I had a chance with him, but I didn't. You know, I coulda, I shoulda, and I woulda. And the bottom line is going to be, you're right. You coulda, you shoulda, you woulda, but you didn't. You know what I'm saying? So, this young lady, though, I said she's fine as she want to be, and she really is. Mommy makeover or not, it looked natural to me, but it's certainly right and it's certainly tight. You know what I'm saying? And so I can understand she probably got a lot of options and things too. Probably was convinced a long time ago she had something good going on, even in between her legs or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just letting you know, since the age of 11, I've been told the same thing. You know what I mean? So I'm been convinced of that as well. So it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And there's a whole lot of different missed opportunities or whatnot that I could share. You know, I'm thinking about one time where I DJed for this young lady for her mother's birthday, her mother's heavenly birthday. And I remember being there with all her family and everything. We had just a wonderful time. And most DJs know that once the party is over with, usually the last person to leave is the DJ. You understand what I'm saying? And probably the person that hosts, maybe the security guard. Well, this was a house party, so it was me and the person that hosted. And, you know, Mary J is one of her favorite singers, and one of them good slow songs came on, you know what I mean? And in hindsight, I remember beating myself up on the freeway because I had been practicing celibacy for about 3 or 4 years. I've been practicing celibacy with intervals since the end of 2009, since my last marriage, right? because I want to be blessed. I want God to bless whatever union that comes together. You know what I mean? Anytime I think about unity, I think about I want God to be able to bless it. What can I do to put myself in a position to be blessed, to put us in a position to be blessed? You get what I'm saying? So that was one of them coulda, woulda, shoulda moments. You know what I'm saying? Where I thought that, man, maybe by the action of dance or whatnot, we could have really turned it into something. And who knows? Maybe we could have, maybe not. But again, if God meant for it to happen, it would have happened. You know what I'm saying? So look, I went for years though, being single or whatnot, like I said, with the intervals, you know what I mean? And then COVID came around, right? See, one thing about it, it's hard to be lonely when you're constantly around people, when you're constantly out and about doing your thing. But when COVID came along, it was more in the house, that kind of stuff. And that's when it come to realize that, you know, it would be good to have a good young lady in my life or whatnot. So I did several relationships through the quarantine part of COVID and everything. And who knows, we might go back to some from back then. Who knows, you know what I'm saying? But I would say it's been all good, you know what I mean? But the thing about me though, here's a big word for you, it's called demisexual. I've come to realize that that's just what I am. And for those that don't know what that word means, most of y'all don't. No, I didn't say bisexual, it's nothing bad, nothing like that. But a demisexual is somebody who really can't enjoy a sexual encounter with somebody unless there's a connection of some sort. You got to really like this person, you know what I mean? And can see a future and see where it's going to be beneficial, her for me, me for her. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm glad that I learned it. And the thing about it, reason why I'm sharing that part of the story is because back in like 2011 or so, as a young lady who I liked, who had a physical appearance, and we would talk a lot and everything else, been very supportive of me. Y'all know I've done plates and everything, putting food in people's mouths, done a couple of events. She supported everything that came around, right? There's nothing I cooked that she hasn't tasted, you understand what I'm saying? And I let her know that this vision that the Lord had of me and her being together, you see what I'm saying? But one thing about it though, it takes two to tango, and that's going to be a video that's coming up soon as well. But and I'll talk about it a little bit more. But it takes two to tango, and the thing about it, good women, good men, I'm sure y'all will agree with me, especially the brothers, is that I heard from her best friend. You know, her best friend at the time. I don't even think they're cool now, but we refer to her as your future wife when talking to me, right? Your future wife, or everything else. The problem is I didn't hear this from her. You get what I'm saying? And to me, it felt like she was really trying to provoke me to chase. And I told her from the get-go, I don't chase no women. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how fine you think you are, how fine you may be, how fine everybody else think that you are and everything else. I feel like I'm a good catch too. So we got to catch one another later. You get what I'm saying? I'm not chasing anybody to nowhere. You understand what I'm saying? But it's not to say that nothing's wrong with her or nothing like that. But that's the thing about it. And so in the process of that, I don't feel a connection with her, so I really don't have no reason to go after her or whatever, or push the issue or nothing like that. When I see her, you know, I see if it's cool or not, and if it's not, that's cool. You know what I mean? Remember, I want God to bless us in whatever it is that He has for us. You know what I mean? So look, as I come to a close, I just want to bring this point home that because I've been celibate with intervals for all this time, I don't want to hide behind the flesh is, what's the scripture? The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. And a lot of people, a lot of brothers especially, you know, hide behind that, and even women hide behind that. But the truth is, I do my best to be strong and everything else. I stay prayerful about it, but sometimes I'm a rebel and I rebel. You understand what I'm saying? I go for what I know, you know what I mean? If the time is right, then hey. If it's somebody I like, then hey. You know what I mean? That's just the way it goes. One thing leads to another, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know how the saying goes. So I've been a victim of it as well. So like I said, remember, I don't say I'm a good man. Y'all have called me that, and it just seemed like a great title. And I'm coming from that criteria that I am aspiring to be a good man. But in the between time, I think it takes good men, good women to make good men, and vice versa, you know what I mean? But the key to it all is for us to build up a relationship and build it together. You know what I'm saying? So look, don't forget to like and subscribe to the page. Also, young men, if you like her, let her know what your intentions is. But even more important is women, y'all let him know what your intentions is. And then sure, y'all work toward, y'all step towards one another. You know what I mean? Take 2 steps in each other's direction and see how the Lord may bless us. So until then, y'all take care. And as always, God bless.
I represent the Yay area.